A lot of people, when they get to GAPS, they're so excited to find the GAPS diet, and I was too. And I'm glad that you're excited about finding the GAPS diet. GAPS is an incredible, incredible way of eating, way of cooking, way of connecting with the earth, way of connecting with your food, way of connecting with the source, way of connecting with your own body, way of getting back in the kitchen and learning how to cook, way. It's just a wonderful, wonderful journey, and we've talked about that before. And a lot of people, when they get to the GAPS diet, uh, dive in with both feet, both hands. If they were doing the hokey pokey, they would put their whole self in. That was funny. Sorry, I'm a little bit funny today. Anybody else laughing? Somebody give me a ha ha. Anyway, so what I mean by that is a lot of people find the GAPS diet and then they jump in and they move much too quickly for their body. Or they jump in because they're so excited, they finally found the answer, they're going to get better, and they just move too fast. So we don't want to go. Uh, I have the image of Superman. We don't want to leap tall buildings in a single bound, meaning we don't want to go from nothing, no probiotic foods, to buckets of probiotic foods, right? We don't want to do that. Why? Because that's not proceeding with mindfulness, because that's not listening to the body, and because you can get really, really sick. Not sick like ill, but nauseous and have a lot of die off. So, again, I'm going to suggest to you two things. One is when, I'll start in a different place, sorry. What can cause die off? Certainly, probiotic foods can cause die off. That means any of your lacto-fermented foods, sauerkraut, cabbage tonic, beet kvass, pickles, pickled beets, whatever. Certainly, those things can cause die off. Cultured dairy can cause die off. Those are your live, microbially live probiotic foods. They can cause die off. When you add probiotics to your diet, they will cause die off, or they can. And so when you do that, you want to, again, proceed with mindfulness, meaning start somewhere, start with one thing, like I'm going to start with sauerkraut. Cool. Or I'm going to start with cultured cream. Cool. Start with one thing, whether it's in the lacto-ferment side or the cultured dairy side. Start with one thing and then start slowly. In both the yellow and the blue book, Dr. Natasha's books, she has people starting with a teaspoon of things. Sometimes, as certified GAPS practitioners, we have our people start with a drop of something, a drop of a probiotic food, a drop of cultured dairy. Sometimes we have them start with a drop that's in of putting a drop in 8 ounces of water and then taking a drop of that. Yeah, sometimes we start with an eighth of a teaspoon or a half a teaspoon. In any case, all of that is perfect. You need to find for your own body and your own comfort level where to start. And that is the correct place to start. Wherever you decide that's small is the correct place to start. You need to feel comfortable doing whatever you're doing. So choose one thing, a lacto-ferment or cultured dairy, and start small, and then we gradually, slowly increase the amount. I like to call it the stair-step method. I came up with this thing probably, I don't know, 8 years ago or more when I was working with clients who, just to try and get them to have a sense of how to increase foods, live foods, probiotic foods, um, in their diet. And this is how. You look at the side of a staircase that looks like this, right? So you increase a little bit. You stay at that level for 2 days, 3 days, 7 days, 22 days, however long it takes for your body to incorporate that increase. of a probiotic food. However long it takes for you to feel okay with that increase of probiotic food. And then you stay at that level for however long. It could be 2 days, could be 20 days, could be 3 months, could be a week. It's all perfect. Up, stay there until you incorporate and your body feels good. Increase again. Stay there for as many days as it takes to feel good and incorporate. Increase again. Stay there. That's how we do it. We don't go from 0 to a bucket, as I said in the beginning. We don't go from nothing to a lot. We don't go from nothing to, oh yeah, I'm doing a cup, 2 cups, 3 cups, a quart. No, we go from nothing to a teaspoon, or nothing to a half a teaspoon, or nothing to a drop. That's how we go. So when we put in probiotic foods, which are lactoferments or cultured dairy, we start very, very slowly. And we start with just a little bit, and then we slowly increase, listening to the body the entire way, right? Listening to the body the entire way. That's what we do. And so what about this die-off thing? So die-off happens happens several different ways. But right now, let's just talk about probiotic foods. So we're adding in probiotic foods like sauerkraut or beet kvass or cabbage tonic, or we're adding in yogurt or kefir or cultured dairy or whatever, cultured cream, or whatever, right? We're adding these things in, and when we bring in the good bacteria, the bad bacteria are going to die. Meaning, nothing's really bad, I suppose, but the pathogenic bacteria, the ones who are out of balance, the ones who are causing problems, are going to die. That's die off. Okay, so when you put in the beneficial bacteria, the pathogenic bacteria will die off. And that's going to cause a reaction in your body. That reaction is going to be different for every human. And that's perfect too. So what do I mean by that? Some people get migraines. Some people get, they get headaches. They get flushing, they get rashes, they get fatigue, they get nauseous. Some people get joint pains. Some people get flu-like symptoms, right? All of these things are the body's telling you, I got some die-off here. So not to panic, not to freak out, not to worry. Just say, oh, body, you're telling me something. Oh, you're having die-off. Okay, cool. Again, every single person is going to have different types. Their die-off will show up differently. And as you do the GAPS diet over time, those die-off responses should become less intense, if you will. They may even change. Like maybe now all you get is fatigue when you put in too much, you consume too much probiotic food. Maybe all you get is fatigue. And that's cool. Fatigue is great. Instead of a migraine. Or, maybe you get diarrhea. Maybe you get hives. Maybe you get, again, all these symptoms could be any of these symptoms for any of you, and all of it is perfect and nothing is wrong. It's just the body telling you, hey, you just put in some food, that you put in probiotic food. Wow, okay, now I've got die-off. So what do we do with die-off? 1, we don't panic. 2, we listen to the body. What does she need? You're exhausted? Go take a nap. Which is why it's a good idea to add in probiotic foods when you can take some time off, or on the weekend when you know that you're not going to be stretched at your job Monday to Friday or whatever you're doing, right? So what do we do to manage die-off? We do whatever the body needs. We support the body by doing detox measures, right? So we have die-off happening. What do? We do detox baths. There are 5 of them. I did a video, Ask the GAPS Chef, on YouTube, the 5 detox baths. So you can look there. What else? You can do Oil pulling with any kind of coconut oil, olive oil, etc. in the mouth. You can do um, castor oil packs. You can do enemas. You can do all of those detox methods, which Dr. Natasha talks about in this fabulous book. She talks about them in the yellow book too, but yay! Both books have a lot on detoxification for people with gut and physiology syndrome. They're the same things for detoxification with people gut and psychology syndrome. So look them up. There are many of them. So when you have die off, take a deep breath and say, you can either say, ooh, I just added too much stuff, in which case I may stay at this level for a while and keep supporting my body with all of these detox measures. Or you could say, oh, I got a little bit of detox, a little bit of die off here. And so, no big whoop, I'll just stay here for a couple more days. I'll do some detoxing and then I'll increase when I feel like it's a good idea to do so. So that's, so you, again, you can get die off. The most commonly it's going to happen when you increase or either add, so new, or increase the amount of probiotic foods that you are eating. So, when else can you have die off? All right, you can have die off when you first come to GAPS. Why would you have die off when you first come to GAPS? Because sometimes if you move from the standard American diet to the GAPS diet, even the full GAPS diet, whether it's full, no, probably if you move to intro. In any case, maybe if you move to full. In any case, when you take out all of the foods that feed pathogens, meaning sugar, I've said this before, folks, you've heard me. Sugar in its broadest sense, not just white sugar or maple syrup or white sugar, maple syrup, turbinado sugar, all those sugars, coconut sugar, sugar. You get it out of the diet, but also the broader definition. If something is not a fat or it is not a protein, it is a carbohydrate. And carbohydrate is a big long word for sugar. So you want to get all the sugar when you take all the sugar out, meaning when you take not just white sugar, but also fruit out of the diet. When you take pasta and pizza and bagels and muffins and crackers and cookies and cakes and what else? Golly gee willikers. What do we call those things? Oh, breakfast bars, granola bars, cereal, right? We take all of those things out of the diet. Now you're starving the pathogens. So what do? When you starve pathogens, they die off. So sometimes just the movement off the standard American diet onto GAPS, where we do not have all of these sugars, all of this, carbohydrate, refined carbohydrates, bleh. We don't have all those in our diet, then you're going to experience die off, and that can be pretty rough for people. Meaning, what can I say? That can be pretty rough for people because if they've been eating the standard American diet for a long time, even potatoes, right? French fries. Oh, I love my French fries. Mashed potatoes, sweet potatoes. Yeah, none of that stuff. Bread. All of those things. Rice, right? When we start taking those things out of your diet, folks, when you start taking those things out of your diet, you starve pathogens, they die, and they die off, and then you have die-off response. So you're at a double whammy if you move right into GAPS, take all that stuff out of your diet, and then add in probiotic foods right away. Because you're going to have die-off, you're going to have die-off, you're going to have die-off. So I wanted to give you those two things. What's the third thing that can provoke or initiate, that's a better word, catalyze, initiate, die off. Things like meat stock. Yes, you can have die off from meat stock. So proceed with mindfulness. Don't go from 0 meat stock in your life to a quart a day. You're going to be sick, meaning you're going to not feel well. It's going to be tough on the body. Yeah? A lot of people do that. They say, oh, yeah, I'm going to start GAPS. So they start with a quart a day or 2 quarts a day. They're like, oh, yeah, I got to get 4 to 6 cups a day in. And they're vomiting, or they have diarrhea, or they're exhausted, or they have migraines. So meat stock can cause die-off? Yes. Tell the world. Tell everybody that's GAPSing, right? What else can cause die-off? Egg yolks can cause die-off, right? Any of these nutrient-dense foods, okay, can cause die-off. So you've got 3 top things here that can cause die-off. Number 1, eating probiotic foods, which are either lactoferments or cultured dairy. Number 2, starving the pathogens by not eating the foods that feed them, which I talked all about, all those sugar foods, all those not protein, not fat foods, right? And number 3, the nutrient-dense foods. So whatever happens, just listen to your body. What do you need for relief? You can slow down your pace a little bit if it has to do with adding in nutrient-dense foods and or adding in probiotic foods. Yeah, slow it down a little bit and make sure you're doing your detoxes. Make sure you're doing your baths and your enemas and your castor oil packs on your liver and drinking a lot of good water that has mineral salt in it and doing oil pulls and blah, blah, blah. All those wonderful things. Walking on the beach or on the ground, earthing, right? All those good things. Okay, that's what I've got for you right now about detox, about die-off. Oh, I'm tired, folks. I'm sorry. I'll try to be more clear and stop running my mouth too fast. So that's what I've got for you on die-off. I hope it's helpful. Do be very, very kind to yourselves. Be mindful. Listen to your body. This is not a race. This is healing. This is healing. And sometimes we've been out of balance for a very, very long time. And the longer we've been out of balance, the longer it's going to take to get better. But take heart. Everything you do matters. Everything you do counts. You're doing a great job. Doing a great job. Just listen to your body because she will tell you what she needs. Okay, let me see what's going on. Yeah, Carrie, I know, right? Meat stock can definitely cause die-off. Yes, let people know because everybody's running around going, yeah, 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 yeah. I'm gonna increase my meat stock like crazy, and then they feel like terrible. Yeah. Okay, what do you recommend for homemade sauerkraut that loses its water quickly? Vicky, I've never heard of that in my life. Why does sauerkraut lose its water? Do you mean it's so, like, is it old? A, is it old? B, have you opened it? Is it old, meaning it's several months old? Have you opened it? Is it losing water in the refrigerator? Good question. Let me know and I'll get back to you. Hello, everyone. Who did I not say hello? Hello, Tanya. Tanya's here. Hello. What is your name? I'm trying to get to you. One moment. Ionella. Hello. I hope I said that right. If I butcher anybody's name, I apologize. Okay, Carrie's laughing at me. Thank you. Hey, Tara. Do you think that a dairy allergy is a die-off reaction when introducing dairy? You'd have to tell me what the allergy looks like, Tara, but certainly it is possible. So if it's like runny nose, if it's watery eyes, if it's congested ears or red ears, it's so funny on this camera. If it's itchy skin, if that's what you're looking at, then it's possible, yes. Okay. Dill asks, what would be the reason for foul-smelling gases after consuming kefir? If it protein indigestion, should I take HCl before drinking kefir? Really, really good question there, Dill. Was that Dill? Hey, Dill. So yeah, whenever you have foul smell, like if you clear a room, folks, if you're clearing the room because if you're clearing the room with gas, that is protein putrefaction. That is protein. Protein that's not digesting in your gut. So yes, hydrochloric acid would be good. Certainly boost your HCl. Good idea. You could do that. Really? I wonder though if it's really the kefir or if it's the meat that you ate prior to having the kefir. Regardless, it's saying that you're not digesting your protein well. So do something, take bitters before your meal, eat sauerkraut before a meal. Yes, you can certainly take hydrochloric acid with pepsin, etc. Can butter cause die off? Sure, why not? Although, I mean, butter is a fat. So, can butter cause die off? I mean, probably not. Certainly, cultured butter could not cause die off. Usually, fat doesn't cause die off, as far as I know. Okay, Kathleen asks, for my toddler on intro, I'm still a little unclear how fast I should move through the stages. You should watch your child. I know that sounds bratty of me, but watch your child. Your toddler will tell you. She's done well with everything thus far, and the most she's reacted after the initial die-off to kefir cream and shakes I just started giving her. Am I supposed to wait until die-off symptoms clear before moving to the next stage? So, yeah, basically what you want to do, folks, one more time with feeling is if it's not too uncomfortable, then you stay at the level where you are. So, for example, if you started putting kefir cream and shakes and she's having die-off, then maybe put less kefir cream in there or stay at the same level until she tolerates and then increase the amount. We don't just stop things because people are having reactions. Let me not misspeak. If they're having severe reaction, let me start another place. We never introduce anything that people have anaphylactic reactions to. That's the first thing. Okay. Now, if we're introducing foods that are probiotic rich, like kefir cream, then we introduce just a little bit. We watch for die-off. If she has die-off, or she or he, whatever, if your toddler has die-off, then you stay at that level if it's tolerable. If it's not tolerable, if the die-off is not tolerable, back down a little bit, but don't just stop the kefir cream because she's having die-off. Die-off is yay. Die-off means we're making progress. Die-off means we're changing the microbial balance in the gut. We like die-off. We just don't want to be uncomfortable in die-off, right? I hope that's helpful. No, you don't have to wait until die-off symptoms clear before moving to the next stage. You just want to keep going forward and remember that we're always adding more probiotic foods as we go through. And manage the die-off, which means if she's having too strong of a reaction, you back up, you decrease. And then you give just a little bit, see how she does. Stay at that level for a while, right? I hope that's helpful. I've heard it's better to go quickly through intro with young children. No. Why? Why would you go quickly through intro with young children? I don't see the point in that. What we want to do going through intro, everyone, is we want to watch the body. And if the body says, oh yeah, I'm ready to move to another stage, fabuloso. If the body's like having a hard time, then we stay. We can't just make a blanket statement that young children should go through intro quickly. I don't agree. Nope. Some young children stay on stage 2 for a year or 2 or 3, 4, 5. Not 5 if they're young, probably. All right. No to both. So, Vicky, I don't know why your homemade sauerkraut is losing its water. Are you just drinking a lot of the water? I don't know. What you doing? Tell me more. Okay, gas or rash. Yeah, no big deal. Gas or rash. Tara, yay, that's die-off, sister. Gas or rash is nothing to be afraid of. I don't think. I mean, again, mom knows best. Watch your child. If they are really uncomfortable, then either stop, pause for a little while, and then start again with just a little bit, or back down your level just a little bit, right? And then stay there slowly and then increase. Stay there for a while till they tolerate, increase, etc. Just seems to soak up brine quickly to where it was at the shoulder, but dropped below the cabbage level in a week on the countertop. Is your lid tight enough, Vicky? I would say no. No, I don't know. Check your lid. Maybe your lid is not tight enough. Tanya, hello. I remembered a minor surgery when I ran long distance in college on that left knee, so there was trauma. Still going slow with the meat stock, 1/4 teaspoon each week, and it gets worse, but I want to keep going. Can I do the Rescue Remedy topical for that because probably some die off, and then because it has Star of Bethlehem for the trauma? Yes, if anyone's having any difficulty with die off or any difficulty with trauma, Star of Bethlehem, Bach flower remedy, can be used topically, can be used in water, can be put in the bathtub, whatever you want, and Rescue Remedy also. Rescue Remedy tends to be good for a lot of people because it's 5 flowers, not just one. Absolutely, Tanya, you can. Elin says, I don't have... Hold on, I got to go up there. Will you let me go up there? Okay. I don't have a bathtub, so to detox, I use an infrared sauna and take foot bath with Epsom salt. Is this okay? Yes, do whatever you can, Elin. You're doing great. That's fine. You can definitely do foot baths, folks. I'm sorry that I didn't mention that. Kathleen says, thanks for your thoughts. Seemed weird to me, the going quickly with children idea. I mean, do what you need to do, but you're the mom, and your child is unique, and you're going to do the best you can, and you just go as quickly or as slowly as your child's body tells you. Yes. Okay, let's see. Rosa. Hello, Rosa Maria de Broy de Porres. Hello, Faria. Is aggression a sign of die-off? Yes, absolutely. Can dizziness be part of die-off? Yes. Hello, Karen. Okay, let's see. You're welcome, Tanya. Oh, Yasmin says, my kids love earthing, but where we are now in Kenya, in the countryside, there are bugs and they bite. Sometimes I stop them and put their shoes back on. Good idea. I would do the same. Yes, good idea. Also, sunshine. Go sit in the sun, everybody. Okay, Rosa Maria says, you mentioned fats should not cause die-off, but I notice my daughter gets inflammation from coconut oil. Okay, good. Thank you, Rosa. Very good. Should not, is this normal or could it be she does not process this? Inflammation from coconut oil. Rosa, where's the inflammation? Is it in her joints? Is it in her, where's the inflammation? Is it her skin? Does she get puffy? Puffy. So coconut oil is very, very, very interesting because it's very high in lauric acid. Lauric, Lauric acid. And so lauric acid is an immune support, I don't want to say immune booster, but it's very, very good for the immune system. And so you could have a response to that if you brought in coconut oil. Be careful with coconut. Mindful. Be mindful with coconut oil, folks, because look at this funny thing. Be mindful with coconut oil. I'm flipping out here. Because coconut oil is high in lauric acid, Lauric. Breast milk is high in lauric acid. Sheep's milk is high in lauric acid. Those are all immune system supports. So she could be having a response to coconut oil. Yeah. That might be what's happening. Okay, let's see what else is happening down here. You're welcome, Elin. Okay, can die-off be accumulated effect of the diet? I mean, can the body decide when is the time to kick off some toxins not particularly related to introducing some new food? My son had pronounced die-off symptoms last spring, 2022, and this spring. Okay. Yes, I would say that's possible that you could have a strong die-off reaction or an intense period of die-off when the body is ready to deal with it, right? Sometimes Dr. Natasha talks about healing in the body being like peeling the layers of an onion, right? So we're peeling the layers of an onion. So it could be that, yeah, that your son had pronounced die-off. Yeah, and so what do? What you do is you say, "Yay, body, I'm so happy that you are able to get rid of all these toxins." Because we remember that how can I say, that when pathogens die off, they are full of toxins. And those toxins get spread throughout the bloodstream, which is why we want to support the body's detoxification with detox methods. So we say, "Yay, die off." Yes, we are winning. Again, we're watching the child, we're watching our body, we're watching their body, we're making sure they're not too uncomfortable. Can they tolerate the itchy rash? Can they tolerate the gas? Probably. Can they tolerate, a little bit of a headache? Can they tolerate the fatigue? Then we just keep going. Yeah, really good. All right. Let's see. Inflammation in her foot and ligaments. Okay. So, Rosa, you may want to just really back off on the coconut oil for a while and just use a bunch of tallow and lard and good things like that. Duck fat, chicken fat, any other fat. That's what I would do. All right, Faria says, is there any harm in adding apple cider vinegar when making beet kvass? Yes. Don't do it. Okay, moving on. Yeah, just make the beet kvass. It's water and salt. Water, salt, and beets. You're welcome, Rosa. Water, salt, and beets. Water, salt, beets, and garlic. Water, salt, beets, and what else is there? Ginger, things like that. Yeah, we don't want to add apple cider vinegar to beet kvass. You want to give beet kvass over here. I would make the beet kvass the regular way. Okay, what are your thoughts on premature graying hair in my 10-year-old son? Also, it looks like his teeth and fingernails have white spots, so he is now zinc deficient. Hi, Roseanne. Sorry, I didn't say hello. Okay. Pardon me, folks. Okay, so Roseanne says, ba, 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 ba. Yes, zinc. So spots on the nails is usually zinc deficiency. Yes, for sure. What are your thoughts on premature graying? I don't know. Look at me. I'm prematurely gray. Right? Yeesh. Goodness gracious. Great balls of fire. Liver. I would work the liver. What do I mean when I say that? I would be supportive to the liver. I would give dandelion root tea once or twice, once a day or so. I would do castor oil packs on the liver. I would be doing beet kvass. I would be doing enemas. I would be eating dandelion greens if you have them. I would do lots of lovely things to support the liver. That's what I would do. Okay. You're welcome. I found that oil pulling with coconut oil helped clear up some of the keratosis pilaris on my son's cheeks. Excellent. Also, I really want to encourage you all. This is a little tip I got from Sally Fallon, now Sally Fallon Morell. Cod liver oil on the skin. cod liver oil on the skin. Really good. Um, yeah, rub it on in. Okay. Hi Esther. Could die-off show forth as uveitis in a child already suffering with it? He had it in one eye, now the other since we've started gaps. Eek! Yes, that could definitely be die-off. Let's remember, folks, that it's good to remember that there are microbes everywhere in the body. I know it makes us wiggy. In fact, we are more, you've heard this a million times by now, we are more microbial than we are cellular. Like there's more microbes in the human body than cells in the human body. So we have microbes everywhere. We have them in our eyes, in our nose, in our sinuses, in our mouth, in our gums, in our ears, in our throat, in our lungs, in our kidneys, in our stomachs, in our everywhere. There's microbes everywhere. Microbes on our skin, microbes, every place. So if you're having things showing up, um, again, it will be unique to your child or you, to your body. And we have to remember that as we change the microbiome in the body, as we starve out pathogens, by taking away their food supply like sugar and carbs, as we add in probiotic foods, we are changing the whole microbial balance of the whole body. So if your son, your child, son, has something going on in one eye, yeah, you're messing with it. So it may show up in another eye. Sometimes it shows up as an ear infection. Sometimes it shows up as, gunk in the sinuses. Sometimes it shows up in the lungs where we get the mucociliary escalator. Love that little phrase that Dr. Natasha uses. The mucociliary escalator that brings up a lot of phlegm. We love phlegm. Get it out. We love it. Get it out, right? We love blowing our nose. Get it out. This is all the body getting rid of toxins. So, yes, it can happen. I know someone that always has their left eye starts getting gunky when they add in more. That's a very scientific term, by the way. Gunky. Okay, so sorry, I'm being silly. They always, get more and more and more. I'll say gunky. They get gunky in the left eye whenever they add in more probiotic foods. Okay. Okay, next. Would nose bleeding, sign of die-off. My toddler gets it. Hello, Natasha. My toddler gets it recently very often and very often of runny nose. So runny nose, yes. Bloody nose? Bloody nose, usually bloody nose, usually, again, not a medical doctor here, but I'm just saying, usually bloody nose has to do with not enough vitamin C. And the vitamin C that I'm talking about is the complete vitamin C complex from sauerkraut. Yeah. So sauerkraut is fabulously high in vitamin C. So you can also do some elderberry, but usually that's why we get bloody nose. We need more vitamin C. We need rutin. We need vitamin C. Okay. Are eye floaters collagen? If so, all right, Roseanne, I'm not a doc and I'm not an ophthalmologist, that's for sure. If you're having any eye floater issues, I would be upping my cod liver oil, because cod liver oil is the real vitamin A, meaning it's animal vitamin A, and that's very important for eye health. So I would be doing that. We remember that the eyes and the liver are connected, so I would be supporting my liver in order to get my eyes to feel better. And Roseanne, if you are anywhere near a standard process person, meaning a chiropractor that works with them, there are definitely protocols for eye floaters. So I just put that up there. All right, Elin says, what are cherry spots and where do you get them? what are cherry spots? You mean like spots on your skin? If that's what you mean, give me more information, Elin, please. All right, let's see. Did we get to everyone? Oop. Thanks. You're welcome, Roseanne. But remember, eyes, cod liver oil. Eyes, cod liver oil. Did I say it? Eyes, cod liver oil. Fermented cod liver oil, please. Green pastures. My sister is having vision issues. Yep. Don't think carrots are going to help you because they won't. Did I say that? What else helps eyes? Broccoli, crucifers. So crucifers, very, very good. Brussels sprouts, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, broccoli, cod liver oil. There's something else I'm thinking. Un momento. Bilberry. 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 Very good for eyes. Yes, in my skin, cherry spots. Are the cherry spots, what are they little tiny red dots, Elin, or are they big? Or not even big, like are they the size of a dime? Give me some more about what the size this is, these cherry spots, please. Por favore, grazie. Gracias. Yes. All right. Because if they're little tiny, tiny red spots that are very, very dark and they're a little bit raised, that is a toxin dot. That will show you where your toxins are. They usually build up over time. Eyeballs. Oh yeah, eat eyeballs. Sorry. That's what you're saying. The other great thing for eyes is to make fish stock with fish heads, and that the eyes will just dissolve into the stock. Yes, I know it sounds weird, but it's really very good for you. All right. All right, folks, we got about 8 minutes. Who's got anything? Tiny little spots. If they are red and they're tiny little spots, and yeah, they could just be, toxin spots. Sorry about that, but true. Have you tried the eye stock? Do you mean with fish eyes? I mean fish heads, Esther? All over my body. Oh no. I may not be. Take a picture and put it in. Not necessarily the chat, but on the page, I may be able to see what that is. Okay. Faria does. Hello, Faria. Another one. Does sweating at night mean the body is detoxing? Well, if you're a woman and you're menopausal, it means you're having menopause. Okay. Right? So it could be hormonal, sweating at night, hormonal usually. And we remember that the hormones are controlled by the microbes. So let's get our microbes in balance so that we can stop sweating at night. Let us work with our liver. Let us do lots of detoxification, supporting the body. She's 4 years old. Yeah, I would say I would be working with things like wild caught fish heads and eyeballs. Have you tried eating it? Eek, lol. It makes stock. The eyeballs dissolve into the stock, Esther. Okay. Okay, your 4-year-old who is sweating at night. Yes, we've got detoxification happening. I would do things like support the liver, do more nightly baths, nightly detox baths for your 4-year-old. For sure, I would be doing lots of nightly, every night, nightly detox baths. I would be doing enemas for your little person. Yeah, let's get those detox methods going. Yes, absolutely, Tanya. Can I use cod liver oil topically and get a good dose because I'm unable to tolerate orally? Yes, Tanya and everyone else. If you're going to use cod liver topically, it's a wonderful idea. I would suggest starting with just a little bit, like I suggest everything else, because the skin is a fabulous, it will absorb for you. But start with just a little and see how you do. I would do it in places like your wrist, your abdomen. Yeah, very good for you, for sure. Esther cracks me up. I see raised toxin spots, but black when I do cupping for people. Cupping is great. I love that. Can be uncomfortable, but it does help. You're welcome. All right. Who else has anything? Questions? Shoot me a question about die-off. You can shoot me a question about anything else if you want. Oh, here we go. After viral infections, cold, chickenpox, my son usually gets diarrhea for 3 to 5 days, and I have to exclude all vegetables for a while. Could this be die-off? Yes. Usually what that is, remembering, could this be die-off? It is. Let me say this differently. Remember, everyone, that the body is constantly detoxing. And so diarrhea is one of the ways that the body says, get this out of here. Get this out of here. It's a great thing to have diarrhea for a couple of days. I mean, we don't want to get dehydrated, of course. Make sure he's having stock. Make sure he's having beautiful salt in the water. You can have coconut water during that time. You can dilute it if you're worried about sugar. Things like that. So, dear friend and colleague of mine, Dr. Tom Cowan talks a lot, and also Dr. Andy Kaufman talk a lot about the fact that when we are sick, being sick, meaning whatever it is, whether it's having a fever or having diarrhea or having headaches, but really fever, diarrhea, getting sputum up, getting mucus up out of the mouth, getting our nose, blowing our nose, all of that is the body detoxing. Yes, it is. Elin says, lucky that I detox every day. Then, if cherry spots are toxins, yes, lucky that you. But I need to see a picture of it, Elin. So if you can send me a picture, so I can see if they are what I think they are. Hello, Sharisha. That's a beautiful name, or Sarisha. I'm sorry if I'm saying it wrongly, incorrectly. All right. What else have we got, folks? Let's see if there's anything else I need to tell you about die-off. So wrapping it up, why does die-off happen? Because A, we starve pathogens, meaning we stop giving them sugar so they don't grow anymore. B, because we bring in probiotic foods, either ferments or cultured dairy, which will increase the amount of probiotics in the body. And C, the third thing, or 3, is we add in nutrient-dense foods. Yeah, all of those things can cause die-off. Hello. And so we proceed with mindfulness. Mindful. Mindful. Listen to the body. She knows what. She knows what she's doing. Yeah? Yes, one more. Oh, hello, Eva. So good to have you. Good to have you, Eva. Hopefully I'll get to see you when I come to Europe next year. One more. Tanya says, oh, one more. Okay, I have time for one more question. Who's got it? Can I put kefir in the foot bath since I cannot tolerate it orally yet? Tanya, loopy hair. This is hysterical today. Anyway, sorry. Here's what I would suggest. For anyone who cannot tolerate kefir, I would make vegetable medley from kefir brine. Pardon me, kefir whey. I must be really tired today. I would make I would make vegetable medley from kefir whey, and I would work with that brine. I would do that, Tanya. And I would, certainly you could put kefir in a foot bath, but it's going to be kind of messy. So I would work with kefir whey instead of just kefir. Either put the kefir whey in a foot bath or use the kefir whey to make, I know you can't tolerate them, but use the brine from the vegetable medley. and put that in the foot bath. Up to you. Just not going to be as messy. So either use kefir whey or use vegetable medley brine that's made with kefir whey for that. That's my suggestion. Okay? All right. Da, 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 da. You're welcome. You're welcome, Faria. You're welcome. It's my pleasure. Good, she's got it. Okay, we're going to go ahead and close. I wish you all a wonderful day, a beautiful week. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. And know that you're doing a great job. You are all doing a great job. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for showing up to the diet, showing up for your children. It's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful thing that you're doing. And I will see. Hello, Alejandra. I will see all of you in a week. All right. You're welcome. Be well, everyone. All right. See you soon. Bye now. I'll see you next week. Same GAPS time. Same GAPS channel. Bye now. You're welcome. Mwah.